This is a table with all of the protein amounts that you can eat, and each level is gonna actually result in a different level of muscle and strength. And this is research-based and is not just personal experience. So if you watch this video, you're gonna solve the problem of how much protein to eat for muscle and for strength once and for all. Because this is the channel on building strength and muscle at the same time. I'm a coach, and this is exactly how I built 20 kilos of muscle while at the same time building my strength to do some of the things that you're seeing now. So we have decades of data showing how protein has a pretty big effect on results in the gym. And when you look at it, again, it's decades of data. So if you're gonna hear someone telling you that protein does not matter, they're just lying. So if you look at the chart, the relationship is pretty much like this, okay? After a certain point, so you have big differences in gains for higher protein amounts up to a certain level. Let's say this level right here, which is around 1.6 grams per kilo or around 0.7 grams per pound. After this point, more protein does not correlate with more muscle. The average person can expect pretty much that at 1.2 grams per kilo or 0.55 grams per pound to get 80% of results. At 1.4 grams per kilo or 0.65 grams per pound, one can expect 90% of results. And around 1.6 grams per kilo or 0.7 grams per pound, one can expect 100% of results. And this is why you're gonna see many people, many science-based people, many smart lifters recommend the 1.6 grams per kilo protein amount to maximize especially muscle growth. So this is, by the way, grams per kilo or per pound of body weight, not of lean mass. So if you weigh, for example, 100 kilos, 1.6 grams per kilos means 160 grams of protein per day, okay? If you want to calculate this on lean mass, you just need to multiply this number or these numbers times 1.17, okay? That's just an extra detail. Also, by the way, let me remind you of something. If you go to Project Delta and free resources, here under YouTube summaries, you can see all of the summaries of every video that I posted on this channel. And also here in the all-in-one template, you can see all of the templates that I created in the videos, and you can get all of them in one place. And I actually add new stuff to this every week and every month. You can get all of this in the free resources in Project Delta, which is free to join, is the link in the description. The big question is, what about this range? What about the ranges higher than 1.6 grams per kilo? So this is the answer to that, and this is really the point of this video. This right here, that plateaus at 1.6, is an average. This is important, it is an average. So when you look at the actual data, you're gonna see that some people still benefit from more protein, and some people really don't benefit. It's not like they're gonna gain less muscle, but simply maybe they plateau at this level, okay? But how do you know if you're not one of those people? How do you know if you were to eat more protein, you were gonna get even more muscle? How do you know? And this is the key. So the key to the lower amounts is that how much muscle do you wanna build? Basically, if you eat less, you're gonna build 80% of your muscle potential. And if you eat 1.6 grams per kilo, you're gonna build 100% of your muscle potential. But in this range, it's not anymore about how much muscle you're gonna build, but how sure you wanna be. How sure you wanna be that even if you are an outlier, you're still gonna build the most muscle that you can. That's it. That settles the debate. So at 1.6, you get 100% of results, but with around 80% certainty. So you can be about 80% sure that you're getting all the results. Here, you can be around 90% sure. At 2 grams per kilo or 0.9 grams per pound, you can be around 95% sure. Here we can say 98% sure. And at 2.35 grams per kilo or 1.05 grams per pound, you can be pretty much almost 100% sure that if you eat like this, you're gonna maximize your muscle growth, even if you're an outlier. So this is how it was always, like this settles the debate between the chart that shows that there's no benefit beyond 1.6 grams per kilo, and yet some recommendations go beyond that. And by the way, I have a free template to help you calculate your perfect protein amount and also help you gauge your body fat. It's free, it's the link in the description. So some quick questions are that, first, is it healthy to eat this much protein, like even the highest amount? The answer is that yes, that even people who were tested eating twice as much, this is already a lot of protein, twice as much, and had zero health problems. So a lot of protein is not unhealthy. Second, what about bulking versus cutting? In the past, we thought that if you were cutting, you needed more protein. But again, when you actually look at studies comparing higher protein for cutting versus bulking, you see no difference compared to just eating the same. So again, bulking versus cutting, no difference. You can just pick one number based on those criteria and stick to that pretty much year round. Last question is about hypertrophy versus strength. Since this channel is about building both at the same time, is there any difference between protein for hypertrophy and for strength? And actually, protein really just benefits hypertrophy. Strength is more about practicing a movement, okay? A movement, while hypertrophy is about building new actual tissue. So hypertrophy is the one that benefits from protein, and strength benefits indirectly from the hypertrophy you build. But strength itself, pretty much for strength, protein doesn't matter, okay? Now, the key is that next time you're gonna have to choose how much protein to eat. Next time you want to look at this, basically knowing that up to 1.6 grams per kilo, you're gonna probably build more muscle. Like it's gonna be very likely. This is like the 80-20, is 1.6 grams per kilo or 0.7 grams per pound. Then, if you want to eat more, it's not about likely building more muscle, but it's about how sure you want to be. How sure do you want to be to build the most muscle possible? To make sure that even if you're an outlier and you can't know that, you're gonna build still all of the muscle that you can. And this is where you can consider this range. Now, my personal tip is that you're gonna probably be comfortable in the 1.6 to 2 grams per kilo range or 0.7 to 0.9 grams per pound. So if you stay here, you're gonna get probably all the results without eating a ton of protein that is gonna eat up the entirety of your diet. And next time you have to pick your protein, pick based on this. Make an informed decision based on this. How sure do you want to be? And this is the actual solution that solves pretty much all the different schools of thought. So as usual, at the end of every video, I'm gonna leave you with a clip of a lift of mine from my archive, all very recent, and a physique update, just for, I guess, proof that I practice what I preach. So you can enjoy that. And I'm gonna see you next week. I got a nice banger coming up, so you want to be sure to be there for that.